drive A final, leg number 2. Leg number 1 was nail biting. It was nail biting. Ben Smith got a break at the start and never gave it up. Everybody behind him had problems with this man. Lee Martin probably doing the best recovery job. Smith gauging his pace very, very well through the last third of the race, let's say. Going fast enough that Martin was catching him, but yet he was playing it safe. So before this final gets going, big thanks to Schumacher, to Rootbits, to Model Tune, to RC Octane, and to FF Racing. That's somebody we don't see too often.
Neil Craig second on the grid, Tommy Hall 3, Jamie Hall 4, Lee Martin 5, Josh Holdwood 6, Luke Holdwood 7, Ben Pugh 8, Lewis Hopkins 9, and Thomas Phipps in 10. All marshals changing over, please.
So congratulations to Lewis Hopkins and Thomas Phipps. Fantastic, making their first A finals. Somebody we don't see too often at BRCA events, Paul Worsley, retired a couple of years now, out setting up the grid. He awaits Ben Smith. And there is Ben.
I think I made less mistakes than people.
Hi, Mr. Worsley.
I got to probably where Neil is now and started breaking.
Oh, we've got people waving. Somebody has their supporters club with them.
Okay, next ball, thumbs up from the grid. All marshals at the ready.
Okay.
Everyone happy on the rostrum jump?
Absolutely ecstatic.
Okay, good luck drivers. This is four-wheel drive, A final, leg number 2. Here we go. So off now we go for a final, leg number 2. Oh, Ben Smith up on 2 wheels, but saves it on the opening corner. Neil Craig there second, Tommy Hall third, Jamie Hall, Lee Martin. Very fast cars here in qualifying today at Torch for round number 6 of the BRCA Four-Wheel Drive National Championship. Last round is here today. Championship winner has been decided, but other podium positions and the rest of the championship positions are up for grabs. These drivers racing for the rest of the points in the championship. Ben Smith leads them round. From Neil Craig by 0.3 of a second at the sharp end. So Ben Smith over the double. Neil Craig just getting a bit of breathing space from Tommy Hall. Down the straight they go. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Absolutely on it, these guys. Neil Craig right there in the wheel tracks off Ben Smith. He goes wide. Oh, gets a better drive through past race control though. The gap 0.2 of a second. So Ben Smith, Neil Craig, Tommy Hall, Jamie Hall and Lee Martin, your top 5. Brilliant jumping by these guys in front of the driver's stand. And Tommy Hall getting closer and closer. Neil Craig down the straight they go. Is he just giving Ben Smith that little bit of breathing space out front? Because Neil Craig's attention's got to go to Tommy Hall behind him. Tommy clips a pipe. Here comes brother Jamie. But Tommy holds the line nicely. Ben Smith got the gap up by half a second last time through. So Ben Smith leads by 0.6 of a second from Neil Craig. Tommy Hall right there with him, just half a second further back. Then comes Lee Martin now, up to the 4th spot. So a slight bobble from Jamie Hall on that lap. Neil Craig giving chase and closing a little bit on Ben Smith. First, second, third, past race control. Here comes Lee Martin. So 1.5 seconds cover the top 4 cars. 2 minutes quickly down in this A final leg number 2. Ben Smith up and down the corner tabletop. Here comes Neil Craig, Tommy Hall. Lee Martin, Josh Holdsworth and Luke Holdsworth.
8, 9, 10, 4, leader on left side.
So through the S's, here they come, over the little kicker, pass race control, great driving both of them. 0.3 of a second, the gap between Ben Smith and Neil Craig. Tommy Hall just sitting back half a second, then is Lee Martin. Oh, Craig goes short on the double. Makes a slight bobble, so Tommy Hall through to the 2 spot. Neil Craig recovers to 3. Lee Martin right behind him though in 4th. So not a huge amount in it. Neil Craig and Tommy Hall swapping positions on that lap, just over halfway through the race. Ben Smith, Tommy Hall, Neil Craig, Lee Martin, Josh Holdsworth and Luke Holdsworth in your top 6. So they've got clear from the rest of the field. That's where all our focus goes. 2 minutes remaining of this A final. Down the straight come the young guns of Ben Smith and Tommy Hall getting closer and closer. Can Neil Craig or Lee Martin do anything about these young guys in front of them? Absolutely on it, fully lit as they go past race control. Ben Smith, Tommy Hall, 1 minute 50 seconds on the master clock remaining. Great landing from both of them onto the corner tabletop, through, over the double, turning left, over the kicker, down the straight they go. Here comes Neil Craig, he's closing in on the leaders. Look at Neil Craig, absolutely reeling in Tommy Hall last time through. So we'll check them as they go. Yeah, Neil Craig took 7/10 out of those guys ahead of him. 1 minute 25 remaining on the master clock. Tommy Hall getting closer to Ben Smith, but he's got to watch his mirrors because Neil Craig right there as well as Lee Martin. What a race this is, 1 minute 15 remaining. Ben Smith, Tommy Hall, absolutely nothing in it. Neil Craig and Lee Martin all closing in on the leaders. So you're approaching the 4 minute mark. So it's 1 minute to go in this A final, leg number 2. Down the straight they go. Ben Smith, 0.3 of a second, the gap to Tommy Hall. Tommy just hard on the brakes there, get a nice line. And Lee Martin giving chase to Neil Craig. These guys all pushing themselves along. 40 seconds to go. So a couple more laps for these guys at this speed. Past the driver's stand. Ben Smith, Tommy Hall, Neil Craig and Lee Martin. 30 seconds remaining. They're going to go this lap and one more lap to decide this A final, leg number 2. Tommy Hall's over. Here comes Neil Craig. Has that given Ben Smith the breathing space? Ben Smith leads by 1 second. Lee Martin all over the back of Neil Craig. Neil Craig all over the back of Tommy Hall. This is the final lap now. Tommy's had a mistake. Neil Craig through to the 2 spot. Tommy 3, Lee Martin 4. Down the straight comes Ben Smith. Few more corners to go. What a finish. This is to the A final, leg number 2. Ben Smith, he's going to take it. And he wins the 4-wheel drive today at Torch. What a result. What a win for Ben Smith. First national A final TQ and win. Ben Smith takes it. Neil Craig second. Tommy Hall third. Lee Martin fourth. Luke Holdsworth is the top 5 from that leg of the A final.
Well, it's not just where is Simon Smith. The emotion will be bubbling out of Simon Smith if we can spot him. Absolutely fantastic. First national win for Ben Smith. I would suggest it's the first of many. Lots of congratulations.
So we're just going for an interview with Simon Smith, but we're going to give him a few minutes. Absolutely brilliant to see.
You can see he can't believe it. We're going to get an eyeball now
Smithy's
on
words, I thought it had never happened.
Simon. Here he is.
However, when you put the effort in, put the work in, things come to those that wait. So what you need now, Si,
Come on, big
is
Si.
the dinosaur might be getting ready for a selfie with you as well.
Well, that's fantastic. They've been trying hard for a long
So,
time.
what a race that was. Moving on
Absolutely
to the
fantastic.
final. Let's all gather
Join
around
us
Brett
for leg 3.
and move back to north.